welcome to The Commute. I'm Shannon.
I'm Andrew.
And today we're on the commute back to the office
We are commuting.
from one of our flips, two flips,
Both
which
flips.
we just gave an update. So, you got an update last week. We don't need to do another update this week. Things
Coming
are
along.
moving
Coming
the right
along.
direction. What we decided to talk about today, and if you are watching on YouTube, yes, I look like crap. It's fine. It's fine. I forgot that we were doing this today. It's fine. So we wanted to talk about agent retention, when agents leave and all that, more from a team perspective.
Yeah.
Brokerages, agents come and go all the time.
Yeah.
It's expected. We could go into a whole thing on that. But when you're at the brokerage, any brokerage, you pay to be there. You typically are kind of a break-even scenario.
Yeah.
So-
Nobody's really making
Yeah.
buku bucks off you. It's just kind of,
Yeah.
do you like what's going on? Or does someone sell you a bill of goods to move to their brokerage instead? And it's
Right.
just kind of like,
Yeah. So there's not a big thing, right? Broker agents move, whatever. When you're on a team, the lead, myself, pays for you to receive leads, pays for your systems, pays for everything.
Yeah.
So you are an actual liability. You cost money to the team lead
Yeah.
and the team P&L. So when you think about that, and then someone signs a contract, you build into your budget, okay, you have X number of agents, and X number of agents will produce X
Yeah.
number of dollars. So your budget aligns. So when someone signs a contract and then comes to you and says, I want to leave this contract, I'm going to just leave the team, it puts you in a bad place. So for me, I'll let Andrew talk a little bit about me because he'll probably be more like understands me probably better than myself. But anyways, it pisses me off. And I plan for it. And what happened to contracts? You sign a contract, you live out your contract. You are a piece of trash.
yeah, that's the word.
You are a piece of trash if you cancel a contract.
Yeah.
You knew, and plus, not to mention, this person had already been with our team for a year and already understood what they were getting. So this isn't even one of those like brand new agents that didn't know what they were getting into, right? This is an
Sure.
agent that had been with us, signed a contract 2 months later. I don't know, sky was a different color.
Yeah.
So it pissed me off. So anyways, I had a bad week. So I found that out on Monday.
Mhm.
So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I've been in a foul mood because you can't trust anyone. People suck. People lie. People cheat. People steal. And it just brought everything negative to the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
And I was not easy to deal with.
It was an emotional week.
Yeah.
I think too, from the team lead perspective, especially a team lead like you do spend so much money and time trying to help the agents be successful, right? So it isn't just a monetary thing, right? Where it's
Right.
like some team leads is purely monetary. Like you don't make a ton of money off the team, like not
Right.
really,
Right.
right? It's a burden to manage not only staff but salesmen at the end of the day, and like trying to keep up with whatever wild hair they're running that day, and like what idea they have, and trying to be supportive and trying to listen and trying to like even help them do it if you think it's a good idea,
Right.
So I think that's part of the frustration is for this one in particular, there was a whole lot of on the back end that we spent time to like think about, okay, they're struggling with these areas, what can we do to help them, right? So we came up with a whole thing, hired someone else, like came up with a really good system to do that for them and for a couple other agents that are also super busy. And then it's just like, we're going to do the interviews for that position, and then the day before I'm leaving.
Yep.
And so like, and they knew that we were doing that.
Yep.
And we're like all on board. So like,
Yep.
it's more than just the contracts and the money. It's like the time.
Yep.
I think the time is the most, because time is like,
Time is money, and it's energy.
yeah,
Because like you're investing in people with
Right.
your time,
Right.
money, right? Like, so for me, it was like, you basically just said, F you.
Yeah.
I don't care anything about you or anything you did. But it also shows me how ignorant people are to running a business.
Yeah.
So salespeople are the worst about understanding business, right? Because salespeople can make a lot of money by selling houses.
Yeah.
Or selling anything, right? I mean, medical sales, all of it. But those, even the best medical sales, and we have some that work for us right now as real estate agents, they have no clue how to run the business side, right? They go, they sell, they do it well. Same thing with houses. When you're a sales business person, you have to contribute to your sales, like your income. You have to put back in marketing, networking, whatever it is. You spend money, and typically that number is roughly 20% that you put back into your business, not counting your car, not counting that stuff, but like the stuff to make more money. So when you think about that, and when we on our team have a system for people to get 75%, right, of their money, even we go even further, we go up to 80%.
Right.
But when they can get that amount back in their pocket
and not have to worry about anything on the back end. Right. Systems.
Right.
Anything.
It's all handled for you.
Yep.
And then you think we're taking too much money from you. You literally haven't thought about anything.
Yeah.
That means you literally have no idea what's being done for you on the back end.
Yeah.
Whether you take any of our leads or not, there's still expenses to you running your business.
Yep.
Now, some agents might do it cheaper, and great for you if that's how you decide to operate. But then you can also see most of those people that are doing it cheaper, they're not like your $20, $30 million agents in our area, right? They might sell 8 in 1 year, 8 million in 1 year.
Yeah.
But then they're going to go back down, and then they're going to go up. They're going to fluctuate a lot more because they're dependent solely on like Sphere and just their quote unquote free marketing.
Yep.
So it's just frustrating because we try to train people to be business people, not just real estate agents. So after this week, I've decided, you know what, screw them. I'm not giving anymore. You're going to show loyalty and commitment for 5 years before you get anything from me. Don't like it, leave. It's fine. You were going to leave anyways, leave. Those that stay, great. We'll rock. It'll be great. I'm done. I'm done being nice to people. They take up your time too. So much time.
They do take up your time.
Can I get a lunch with you?
Well, and I think too, part of it is you having to be sales manager, team lead, and broker owner or owner of the brokerage, right?
Yeah.
So like you have to manage the people and you have to look at it on the back end. So it kind of all like swirls into one. Whereas like if you were just broker owner or team lead and like you didn't have to deal with like the actual managing, taking the time, like it would be a lot easier of a, I don't know, it wouldn't be as I guess you wouldn't be as attached as much, I don't think.
Yeah, my coach said I need to fire myself from sales manager.
Yeah.
Because I get too involved and need to like just completely stay out of the weeds, completely and wholly, and just remove. But then I'm like, well, we have the retention that we have, because even though like recently that one agent left, our retention is still really good.
Right.
I mean, and we have, I don't know how many agents over 5 years at this point, you know?
Yeah.
So we've got retention for the people that are loyal and understand the business and understand that they don't want to have the responsibility of it. I'm not saying that that's everyone. Some people, like we had a team recently, you know, leave our team and then after a year or so left our brokerage and started their own. That is great. You are working to understand the brokerage, or the models, the business side of things. So if that is you, that's great. But the people I'm talking about are ones that have no idea how to run a business, and they're not even trying.
No, they're salesmen.
Yeah, they're salesmen, and they're upset over 5 or 10%.
Yeah.
In this case, $1,800.
Yeah. On one transaction.
On one transaction. So anyways, very, very frustrating. But it is what it is. And after my coach call, which was Wednesday, I was Andy always helps me like just process, because it's a little bit better to have an outside perspective that has dealt with 600 agents at a time kind of thing, and says like, does it really matter? And it doesn't at the end of the day. But then what are the safeguards that we put in place so we're not constantly feeling this way, right? Like,
Yeah.
And some of it is stop giving them so much. Get people out quicker if they aren't the people that are going to be around.
Yeah.
So I've got that to kind of process and go over, and then also, process like the ones that are good. Like, how do you really start distinguishing that? And he said, I give way too quickly, way too easily. No one should earn my trust or my loyalty after only a year.
Yeah.
He's like, that's nothing.
Yeah.
2-3 years in, they start like actually showing their true colors. Especially let them have a rough patch, right? Let them have a rough patch in the business, and then let them have a successful patch and see how they are. And there's still people though, they've been around 4 or 5 years, and I still am like, I don't know. We'll see how long you last.
Yeah, they've been there 5 years.
Not yet. Keep saying so, but not.
Yeah.
And then
so what do you think? So like, do you think that's probably is your best safeguard for the frustration, is to actually just not be as involved on the
Yep.
day-to-day with agents?
Yep.
I think
And
that
if they
makes
leave,
sense.
they leave. If they stay, they stay. Once they've been there 3 years, then they start getting my time.
Yeah. Well, I don't, and that's the thing is, even outside of you, what you do off, like as from your time perspective, day to day, like what you offer them, just from a leads, from a structure, from a how your business runs, it still is like they will run their own. Like they will be successful if they work, right? Like they don't need your time, like your personal time.
Right.
They just want it.
Yep.
So like that's where, if you aren't as involved on the day to day, you won't have that anyways. Like
Right.
I guess last year you weren't as involved, especially the first 6 months
Yeah.
day to day. And I feel like you didn't spend as much time.
Yeah. Well, and then look at how much we grew all the other businesses and everything.
Right. So
My
I think,
time is definitely used better, not.
yeah, structuring and organizing other things
Yeah.
rather than.
Yep. So,
I agree. I
and
think
that's
it's-
what he kept saying. Coach, he was like, what does he say? Your hub, your highest and best use. Like, what is it?
Mhm.
And mine is definitely in entrepreneurship, growing, developing.
Yeah.
New businesses. But I suck at hiring, right? Like, that's where I really, really struggle, and I need to get better at it, because if I'm starting new businesses and, growing and all that, I need to hire the right people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it falls back on me.
Yeah. You have to
I
take
mean,
it back
like
over.
one company that we recently started, there's not a leader. There's not someone that can take it and really run with it,
Yeah.
right? You're maxed out. I'm maxed out. The other
Yeah.
two, they're not leaders. They're not business people. They're workers. So
Yeah.
then it's very, very difficult for that business to really make money and survive, because it doesn't have anyone that can invest time in it.
Yeah.
The right kind of time. So
Right. It needs to be more marketing, more like
networking.
networking, marketing. I mean, those are really the only two things.
Yeah.
Right, honestly.
Yeah.
Structuring, trying to
Different pay scales.
structure a listing. Hey, go on a listing appointment. Hey, for this, we will also stage your, like that's
Yep.
the type of stuff that they need to be doing.
Yep.
And then you get your name out there. You get other agents coming and see the house. Oh man, who did this? Oh look, we did.
I mean, think about that one that we staged. The lady wants to do a social media on it. That's going to be free marketing.
Yep.
It's great.
Yep.
So there's showing that benefit to like a seller is
Yep.
huge.
Yep.
But yeah. So anyways, yeah, it's just I need to get back to doing the stuff that is growing and getting me and my family to a passive income place faster.
Yeah.
Because coaching and leading the team, like the team management, sales manager side, that is not passive.
No, it's very active.
It's exhausting. What was the other thing we were talking about? Staff. Oh, we were talking about what happens when one of your top main staff people get pregnant.
Yeah, and in
A few months, they're gonna have to.
they're gonna not, and they're overworked as it is.
Uh-huh.
And there's only a limited amount of people that can do that work,
Uh-huh.
and that they're just gonna be.
It's gonna suck.
We're gonna see how it goes.
So on top of, and that again falls back to being the owner of a company.
Yeah.
No one else is really gonna care.
especially when you're. I guess too. That is probably the biggest struggle with hiring younger people. They're gonna start having kids. They're gonna, which is great, right? You want them to start their family. You want them to be.
Yes.
It's great.
No and yes.
But I mean, it's it's just.
And what happens when two of them are having babies at the same time?
It's gonna be fun for the rest of us. Whoever's single, no kids over here.
And do you remember the whole? We had two closing coordinators pregnant at the same time too. That just happened. Remember, we just got through that. One delivered in November. The next one delivered in February.
She hasn't been back.
And she didn't come back.
Yeah.
It's a life. Like owning and running a business is.
Sucks.
Oh, I'm tired of people acting like it's easy.
Yeah, it's just a whole bunch of like, you just always got to find a solution, and it'll work out.
It always does.
We'll figure it out, and
it will be fine. It will be fine, but it does go back to having loyal and dedicated people, right? Like that have the same vision, that have the passion. Because that, like for me, like especially my main people, they trust and understand that me making more money equates to them making more money.
Yeah.
Like they know that.
Well, it's just like you were telling when we were hiring, like doing that hiring process for the new position, is like when you have people and you're like you said, the 3 agents that you had were like that, and you're like that too. It's like when you're like a generous person with your finances, like you shouldn't have to worry about. You want them to be more successful because that truly is a rising tide lifts all boats situation.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So like if that assistant is super successful, she does contribute to way more sales.
She'll get more money.
She'll get more money.
Period.
Yeah. Like it's just how it'll work. So, and you're the same way. So like, that's where I don't think, and it might not be you're giving the agents a better split. It might be, well, we're going to spend more money on lead sources so you can sell more houses.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
or
like,
I'm going to put you on listings instead of buyers, or I'm going to have you have leads already converted for you, so you don't have to deal with the, cold calling and all that. Like there is an avenue if you're going to reap the benefits when you show loyalty and generosity to other people on our team. When you approach our team with a team mindset, those are the ones that really do stick with me longer and excel.
Yeah, long term.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and I'm glad, like, I'm so glad, like, I have, like, the Merediths and Carlas and you know, those people that are just, like, bought in, get it, know that all this work, all this effort will pay off.
See, it's a season. And it might be a long season, right? It might be, the season might be 5 years.
Right.
But it's still a season.
Right.
When you look at life in general. So,
right.
And there will be a reward at the end of that season. So like that's where it's just, you just gotta suck up and do it. Just like Meredith, when we were talking, she's like, I hate numbers, but that's what she has to do right now. Mm-hmm. And eventually you'll get to a point where you could scale it, and she doesn't have to do it, and you can hire someone else to do it. But for right now, sometimes you gotta do something you hate to get the job done.
Right. And so that's the type of people that we want, especially executive staff, right? Like the main people that are running the show behind the scenes. We need those people that are wholeheartedly bought into that. Like, okay, whatever it takes, I'll do the work I don't like.
Yeah.
And when they do it, they always do it well.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's been a very long year.
Yeah, it has,
and
hasn't it?
Only April.
Yeah, it's been a rough one.
Yeah, but it's gotta get better too, right?
Hopefully. Hopefully some of these houses start selling.
Yes. So we need our one flip that's completely ready and on the market. We need that sucker under contract. So what's the address? 145?
145 Winfield Boulevard.
If you know of anybody looking to buy a McDonough, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, full basement.
Full basement.
Finished.
Half finished.
Half finished. Partially finished. That's what we should say.
Partially finished.
And on almost an acre cul-de-sac lot. It looks great. All new. Can you bring them?
Yeah.
Just over 400,000. Bring them on out. Well, I guess that's it. I just get pissed off more when we think about this past week. So
next week will be better.
Next week will be better. And even if half the team leave, fine.
It'll be better.
I'm going to help them pack and get out. Yeah.
We'll see how this team meeting goes on Monday.
It's gonna go great.
Yeah, I'm sure
We
it
should
will.
just record that as a
Yeah, we should
podcast.
just put it on there. Hey guys.
These are how the team meetings look. So this is Shannon. It's great
This is Shannon in all her glory.
when she's not happy. So, anyways, what are we supposed to say?
Like, follow, and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram at the Commute Pod. On YouTube at the Commute Pod. Yeah, like,
Is that it? All those?
comment, subscribe.
Yeah. And by the way, we made it this commute without a ticket,
Yeah, first one.
without
Thanks.
getting pulled over.
We were on a coach call for that, not on.
Oh, that's right. So we probably didn't tell our
I think we
podcast
did.
friends about that.
I think we did.
Did
but,
we?
yeah.
We got pulled over,
On
but
this
we
street right here,
got a
actually.
warning, not a ticket. Is that the same cop right there?
That's not a cop. That's a truck.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
They drive trucks too.
I don't think so. I think that's just a truck trying to pull in a house.
Okay. All right. The commute is out.